0. Hey guys, so I'm Rodolfo Isaac Reyes, and I'm here to present to you a presentation on wireless technology. I go to Southwest Texas Junior College, and yeah, this is my presentation on wireless technology. What is wireless technology? Well, you're probably using it right now. If you're watching this off YouTube, you most certainly are. Wireless technology is any technology without wires. It's just like your phone, the phone that you're probably watching this on. That's considered wireless technology because there are no wires attached to it and there are no wires around it. Also, wireless technology works as a form of communication that uses radio frequencies and electromagnetic spectrums. It is used everywhere and anywhere. I guarantee you can't go anywhere and nowadays without seeing one, without seeing something. In fact, you probably have one in your pocket. You probably have one at your house, a laptop, and yeah. Oh, and this photo, it's a joke because there's no wires. So he has Wi-Fi because he's not standing on any of the cable lines like the other one. So that's what that means. And types of wireless technology. Well, I went over one like your smartphone, which would be cellular communication. And what cellular communication is basically, it's what you're using right now. It's the internet service that you're using outside of your house. It's more for on the road. You see the telephone wires, that's where you're getting your cellular communication. And then next you have Bluetooth right here. And Bluetooth is something like that everyone probably has. It's like your earbuds, a mouse. If you have a wireless mouse, you use a mouse for your computer, and your headphones, your headsets. A lot of gamers and gaming consoles use them so they have better audio. And then you also have radio broadcasting, which is what you hear on the radio. They have a little the radio center has a little tower, and they broadcast it to everyone's radio. And yeah, that's how it works. This is an example of what some of the radio broadcasts look like. Like you see this a lot in the news, how if you go to a news station, they have these huge satellites right there. And that's what they use to broadcast it to everybody's TV, and yeah. And types of wireless technology. Over the years, there's been many types, and the G for where it says 1G and 2G, that stands for generation. So this is the first generation, and that one was developed in the 1980s and was primarily used for house phones. Think like your landlines, something that your parents probably used. And next was the second generation, or 2G. It was developed in the late 1980s, but was finished developed in the 90s. It was completed in the 1990s. 2G made it possible to send messages like texts and emails. And what an email is an email is just think letters, except through the internet. Before there was texting, so you would have your email address, and then someone would send you. A lot of businesses use this, especially if you're hiring and that type of stuff. And then text messages is what you everyday use to text your mom or your family or your friends. Next is 3G, and 3G was developed in the late 1990s, but was finished in 2001. And it made it possible for things like FaceTime and Skype. And Skype being before FaceTime, and Skype was a form of video telecommunication that you would use through a laptop. And nowadays we know it as FaceTime, which you have on your phones and probably your iPads. And yeah, and next was 4G, which was created in 2010 and was created and developed in 2010, and that's what we're using right now. And it was first launched by Verizon. It still is and was the fastest and most reliable form of wireless communication. We still use it to this day. But right now we're currently working on something called 5G, which is fifth generation, and it's supposed to be the latest and greatest. Apple is currently developing it right now. And then, how often has wireless technology been used over time? Well, here are the statistics. In December, a mere 0.4% of the world was even using it, and then compared to December 2000, that made a huge, massive jump from 0.4 to 5.8. And then December in 2015, it's 15.7% of the world is using it, which is still crazy to think, because we hear about so many people using wireless technology, and we don't realize how little people actually use it. And then you have your other statistics. You have 2010, which is 28.8, and then December 2015, which was 56.4. And here's the craziest one: we still barely a little over of half of the world's population uses internet. You would think everyone would use it, but there's a lot of third world countries that don't have access to it. So that's why it's barely getting close to 60% of the world. And yeah, thank you for watching. I really appreciate you guys watching. I will see you guys later. Later, Mr. Alejandro. Peace.